यथाद्योश्च पृथ्वी चना विभूतो न ऋष्यतः एवं में प्राणमा बिभे. I start my discussion with this pious sloka of Atharvaveda. Vedas has given us how to live. And mainly I have shortlisted, and sometimes we can even do our live on that too, the 15 points which Vedas teach us, which are related to our living, which are related to our life. And one of the point we are taking up today. And this sloka says, my pran energy, our earth, and the divine energy present in the atmosphere are the same. Prana energy, divine energy, and the earth are the same. And what way they are the same? That they have nothing to fear. They have no emotions in them. And they do not die. So this is the similarity. But the moment this prana energy gets inside our body, and the connection of human body with prana energy, it starts developing our mind. And in this mind, all the emotions are stored. Then depending upon what our mother, father, surroundings, teachers has taught us, according to that, we start developing emotions. Sleep, my child, otherwise cat will come. And you know, unknowingly my mother taught me how I shall start fearing the cat. So now these binding energies, these energies which disturb us in our life are called pas in Sanskrit and bondage in English. Pas means what? One who is not free. Anyone who is not free is called to be in pas. Like if you see our pets, do we love our pets or not? Yes, we do. But how do we love? That is a very important thing. We love them, but the moment I start loving my dog, I chain it. The moment I start loving my parrot, I buy a cage for it. And the moment I start loving my life partner, I want to bind her or him, whatever the case may be. So this binding is pas. And there are at least 8 pas, 8 bondages, what she has called. There are 8 pas in human life. And they are hatred, doubts. Very important pas is fear, shame, disgust, race, white race, brown race, black race. Piety. Piety is something related to moral and your own, you can call it caste, a religion, or whatever society you are living in.
So
These
with
are
that, you mean, sorry, social status? Or you
social
mean,
status also. That is what the caste is. So now let us understand what these paths are in details. Hatred, we hear every day. I hate you. And what does I hate you mean? It is the opposite of love. Love as doing. There are two types of love. Love as doing and love as being. So, if you love somebody, you can also hate the person. If you love it as being and you do not love the person, you do not love your life partner, but he or she experiences love in you, then hate doesn't come in. But the moment you start making an illusionary love, it has a straight line. Love is on the right side, hate is on the left side, and you also start hating. And the moment you start hating somebody, this emotion is so strong that it doesn't allow you to live in peace. Hatred is a very, very severe things of human emotions. And when hatred is present, it is not necessary that you will only hate me, hate her, hate him, hate. You will find a reason to hate always. Sometimes to me, sometimes this chair, sometimes camera, sometimes phone. Today phone is working very nicely, but before sometimes I heard one of you saying, oh, I hate this phone. Why? Because it is not able to connect with Guruji. Okay. So hatred is not in the phone. It is present in me. It is present in you, which does not allow us to remain in peace with anyone and with everyone. And every circumstances, the moment you get little rough, I hate your behavior. I hate this. I hate the way in which you speak. I hate the way in which you dress. It's not the dress, it's the hate presented us, which always keep disturbing us. Second thing is doubt. Doubt is a very great emotion, very great. Your life partner comes in 5 minutes late from his work, and you start doubting him or her, whatever. Oh, maybe he was talking to a man. Maybe he was talking to a woman. And this doubt makes you restless. Those 5 minutes, they don't pass. 5 minutes appears to be 5 hours for you. Somebody is not able to give you account in time. You are doing the business. You have given some money advance to somebody, some of your employee, and he has not brought the accounts in time. And then a doubt comes in immediately. What if he has stolen something? What if he doesn't want to give accounts? And in 5-10 minutes later or a day later, he appears with the accounts. So these doubts, and not necessary that these doubts are always baseless. Maybe they have got a base. Maybe your doubts are real. And maybe your doubts are imaginary. That doesn't really matter. What matters is that doubt is present in us. And when doubt is present in us, It's not that you are doubting one person. You doubt every circumstances everywhere. And there is no trust. Anything you want. You know, there is a saying, beautiful Hindi saying talking about. Son went to a father and he said, "Dear father, you have been a very successful businessman. I want to learn business from you." He said, "Okay." He said, "Okay, go on top, go on the first floor." He went on the first floor. Then father says from down, "Jump." He fears a little. And he says, "Okay, jump, I'll hold you." And son jumps. And father did not hold him. He got a little pain and very, "Oh father, you told me you will hold me, and then why did you not?" He says, that is the first principle of business. Never trust anybody. Okay, so knowingly or unknowingly, we start teaching our loved one and our near one and dear one how to have doubts on everyone. Look, father here loves the son. His intention is not bad. But unknowingly, this doubts is being learned by the son. And that he practices for the whole life. And maybe he teaches the same to his son also. And the process goes on. Third bondage is fear. Fear is something by which you can always be controlled. What are these fears are? Many of them. Do this, otherwise God will punish you, is the fear. So if somebody is able to install fear in you, you can be ruled for lifetime. Okay. And fear, as I said, starting my learning from the Atharva Veda, that fear is something which gets installed in almost all of us. And because of that, we are always worried. Worried about the future. Because of the fear whether I'll be able to have something to eat or not. Worried about coronavirus. Why? Because of fear. Okay. This body is with me once and it has to go. But fear of death. Fear of not performing in my job. Fear of not becoming first in my class. Fear of not passing the exam. Fear of not being honored by my life partner. Everywhere. These are all incidences. Incidences are not important. What is important? That we have fear in us. And this fear is a very big burden on top of our head. Same. All these words you are familiar with. If you get ashamed, you will remain ashamed for lifetime. Most of the times you are ashamed because of somebody else's fault. Shame and guilt, they are two things. Guilt is you are ashamed for your own things, and somebody has molested you when you were a child. Do you think it is your fault? I definitely think it is not yours. But you are ashamed for lifetime to share this with somebody, to discuss it with somebody. And you remain in the childhood trauma for many years to come. And it keeps disturbing you, but you still don't want to share with anyone. Next is disgust. When you get disgusted by anything, somebody doesn't eat meat, he gets disgusted by seeing that meat. And then he starts all meat eater. The hatred starts coming in. The disgust starts coming in. So you have, how disgust comes in. I have got a way of life and I want you to be exactly like me. And when you are not exactly like me, I feel little disgust towards you. Next is race, which binds us. You think you are white, I think I'm brown, somebody thinks that they are black, and you will be surprised. I was asked this question a few months back when there was a problem in the United States that a black person was destroyed because of a white cop. Yeah. And then he said, somebody asked me, what is the solution? I said, solution you can find in 3 seconds or you can not find in 3 lifetime. He said, I want solution in 3 seconds. And I told him, teach everyone that they are in the truth. Teach everyone the truth. And the truth is that there is only one race on our earth, not 3, not 4. And that name of that race to whom all of us belongs is human race. If we start learning and we can put it in our heart, mind, brain, that there is only one human race, then this racism, which is spread all over the world, will die off in no time. And if not, it will never die off. We will always remain in that binding of feeling superior and inferior. You will feel that you are good in this, the other person will feel that they are good in this. Next is piety, so-called moral, a way in which you are supposed to live. Okay, anything goes right or left, everything is spoiled. There had been one of my disciples visited from the west and met another disciple of mine from east. The western disciple says, oh, you all are dirty. And he says, how? He says, oh, you wipe your things with water, with hand. And the guy says, no, you are dirty. You do not even clean. You just use the paper and you throw it away. You don't even clean. So now the difference of opinion is there. He thinks that I am pious. The other guy thinks that he is pious. In fact, it's a different way of living. Nobody is pious. Depending upon what circumstances you were born with, what was the temperature, whether it was cold or it was hot, a kind of lifestyle gets developed. It's not good. It's not bad. For others, it is bad. For you, it is good. Others' lifestyle is bad for you and good for him. We have not developed our mind to such an extent wherein we can think that all the lifestyles are good. They were developed depending upon the circumstances present in that geographical area. And then all problem gets resolved. But this is a big problem. The next one is, again, social status, caste. I belong to higher self. I'm Jew, so I'm superior. I'm Hindu, so I'm superior. I'm Christian, so I'm superior. We are all human.
With money, and people think then they're better.
Yes, in many ways. I mean, I just told you one way. The other way, I'm rich, so I'm superior. He's poor, he's inferior. I'm more educated, so I'm superior. Many things. I mean, you can divide the humanity in 1,000,000 ways. But the truth remains that it's all illusion. In reality, we are all human. But who will make us understand this? That is a difficult task. And a person who can remove all past from our life is called Guru, the fifth teacher of our life. Okay. Guru is Gu plus Ru. One who removes all the bondage from our life. How he does that? By providing us initiation. And when initiation takes place, what changes we get in? We get in beautiful changes in ourselves, and we can be called Dvij after that. What is the meaning of Dvij? Dvij is Brahman, one who understands Brahma, one who understands source. So initiation is a process by which Guru installs an energy in us, and that energy starts developing in us, and we start understanding Brahman slowly. And when you understand Brahman slowly, what changes you get in yourself? Fear-free, the first thing. When no fear in you, you can never be ruled. You become free. If you do not have these 8 bondages present in you, you are totally free. Nothing disturbs you. So this initiation, which makes you Dvij, the second life, and that second life, the first thing what you start experiencing is fearlessness. Second thing what you start experiencing is hatred-free life. No hate, it's his life, her life. Why should I hate him? I am happy to myself. Third thing, detachment. Detachment is very important. All difficulties in our life is because of our attachments. Okay. And there had been questions always that if you cannot be attached, how can you love somebody? You cannot love somebody when you are not attached. It's not true. If I have a dog and I love that dog, I will never bind it. I'll make it free. If I catch a parrot and I love that parrot, I'll make it free. If I have a life partner, I'll make her free. If she comes back to me, she was mine. If not, she was never yours. That's a very famous saying in English. So what makes you free is detachment and not the attachment. Then you start living in peace. When there is no fear, no hatred, no shame, what there would be no disturbances. When there is no disturbances, what will happen? That you will start living a peaceful life. There is no fear. If there is no fear, there is nothing to hide. And if there is nothing to hide, I'll not lie. And my life will become truthful. Then next quality, I'll start developing Jitendriya. I'll be to myself, no need to talk too much, no need to listen to the gossips, no need to watch the unnecessarily movies. And that is called Jitendriya. In English, it is called stoic. Okay? Then Matsar Rahit is another word in Sanskrit. And Matsar Rahit means that I'll have the possession. I'll have gold, silver, bronze, house. Okay. I will not be proud of my possession. And I will try to help others with the kind of possession I have. If I have wisdom, that wisdom belongs to everyone. If I have few rooms, it belongs to every one of you. If I have air to breathe, it belongs to everyone. If I have sun to take the energy from, it belongs to everyone. And when these qualities develop in you, you will become a very straightforward person. And you will be a great teacher. Whatever you have, you will try to give it to everybody. Okay. It's a very big saying by Kabir. He says, Sai itna dijiye jame kutum samaye. Oh souls, give me as much in which I can take care of my family. I don't need more. I just need so much that I be able to take care of my family. मैं भी भूखा न रहूं, I shall not remain hungry. Sadhu na bhukha jaye. And a person who visits me shall also get food at my place. That is what our need is. And when this starts happening in you, you start developing these qualities. But beware, it's not easy. You may not like it because you have become used to remain in fear, remain in gossip, remain in bondage. You know, if you keep a pirate in bondage in case for 1 or 2 years, you make it free, it has forgotten the art of flying. So we, the human beings, are continuously in bondage, and because of that bondage, we never feel comfortable when you become free. Therefore, most of the times, people go to the wisdom giver and they say, I'm not feeling comfortable, How can you? It's difficult for you to feel comfortable because binding we become used to. We become used to someone saying us they love us. we become used to the home, we become used to all these things. And therefore I said that beware, because when this systems takes place, when you get free of bondages, you will lose these things. What you will lose? Untruth. You will not be able to speak lies, even if you want to. And therefore you will lose your untruth. Untruth, we enjoy untruth always. We enjoy gossips. In the office, we always talk about somebody. In our homes, we talk about somebody. But then you will stop enjoying the gossips. You will stop enjoying the addiction. Maybe you were taking tea. You were enjoying your cafe. You were enjoying your drinks. You were enjoying some drugs. Those addictions will start leaving you. Because why you want to be addicted? Because you want to feel temporarily free from these bondages. Why people take drugs? Because they want to be high. Why they want to be high? Because they want to be free from some bondages. Today, they fought with their life partner. They will take a little more drink. Because that will make him forget the incidents which has happened in home. But when you are not attached, what will happen to you? No addiction needed. So beware, you may not like wines anymore. Beware, you may not like cigarettes anymore. So you will start losing your addictions. Tendency to gamble. I bet. I bet this. That tendency also you will lose because you are not attached. So gambling tendency will go away from you. Changing. Specifically, I would like to draw your valuable attention. I'm sorry, it is becoming a little late. Maybe you can extend the question and answer session, but I want to complete it. Okay. Chase. You say somebody, my dear, I love you. He or she says, I'm not interested in you. Dialogue should stop there. But we chase. No. You are very beautiful. You are very handsome. So we start changing when we are in bondage. That change also will go away from us. Harsh words. I'm always facing harsh words of others. Okay. And sometimes knowingly I tell also little harsh words so that they become silent. But usually when this attachment goes away, harsh words will also go away from your life. They will not find any place in this Dvij life. Then friendships, specifically with devils, will go away. And the most important thing, what you will never like to lose, is you may lose your ego. You may lose your ego. So beware. If you want to become bondage free, you can lose these things. Okay? But when you lose these things, you also become free. This past does not disturb you anymore. You remain to yourself and you remain always in bliss. I wish that all of us listening to this and all those who will be listening to it in future understand the meaning behind what I want to convey and try in their life to become pasmukta, bondage free, and and enjoy the real life they have, like the earth, like the divine energies, and like their pranic energy. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the beautiful speech today. I would have one comment I would like to ask, because in your speech today you said, let's say we stay in duality, the opposite of love is hate. But I remember that also a different enlightened teacher said the opposite of love is attachment. And you usually say the opposite of love is illusionary love, and hatred is another emotion people need to work through. Could you elaborate on that? So is the opposite of love hatred, or how to?
Love does not have an opposition. Love as being, which is the real love, it doesn't have an opposition at all. What has an opposition is an illusionary love. In my speech, also I said, if you remember, there are two kinds of love. Love as being, which has no opposition. It is truth, it is God, it is universe, it is source. But love as doing is little illusionary. And when you do love somebody, you will also hate somebody.
But you mean do you mean love of doing has the opposite of hatred?
Yes. Okay. So love and hate, I mean, you know that love and hate, sometimes when you are happy with your life partner, you love him. And sometimes when you are not happy with him, what do you say? I hate him.
You really
I
think
want
people
to,
say that? I'm not sure. But really people, when they are unhappy with their life partner, they say, I hate him?
of course. Of course. When they are leaving, what they say? And why they leave each other? Illusionary love has got a life of about 7 years. So after 7 years, whatever the illusion was that you are seeing only good things and good things in your partner, when the love is started, you start seeing only bad thing and bad thing and bad thing in the partner when love ends. And that is, of course, hatred. Is this clear?
Okay.
Attachment is
I
not the
think I
opposite of
understand.
love. Attachment is love as doing.
Attachment is love is
What is
doing. That
attachment? Why I get attached to you? Because I, because you love or I love, and then we get attached. When love is not there, you cannot get attached. So attachment is not the opposite of love. Attachment is with love. Okay? And hatred or hate is the opposite of love.
Can I ask something else then in here? I understand your explanation. It makes sense to me. But sometimes, you can, or I think people feel hatred towards others they never loved. Meaning, if people in the Eastern world hate the wealth of people in the Western world, they feel hate, but they have never loved them. So I'm a little confused. How does this?
Hatred is present in you because love is present in you. Outside, hatred can be with anyone. But if love as doing is not present in you, hatred will also not be present in you.
Mhm.
Maybe you love one and you hate others.
Then it's
And
still love.
yeah, I don't think, I mean, this was a little too much. It's not true that Eastern people hate Western or Western people hate
No,
Eastern.
not
It
all
is
of
not
them,
true.
not black and white, but
Yeah.
I just made up an example.
Yeah, but it is like this, that if I love someone, I may also hate somebody else. It's not necessary that you can hate the same person you love. Okay.
Okay,
But
understood.
the opposition of love is hatred.
The opposition of love is doing.
Yeah.
Thank you, that made it very clear.
Thank you.
And then if anyone has questions, you can definitely put it in the chat. We have one thing, maybe you understand what it means. How about attachment to source?
That is also an attachment. And in starting, it's good. When you are trying to connect with the source, it is good. But slowly, when you rise your ladders on the spirituality, you have to even leave that attachment too. And that doesn't remain attachment to the source. What is needed is जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं. I'm not there. I'm not there. The whole devotion has become source. So it is not attached. I become one. Okay. The height of spirituality or understanding the truth is that truth is not attaching to God. Truth is that my devotion to God. Okay. And devotion means that I have understood that I am not me, I am my higher self. I am not me, but source. Okay. And that is why it is said here, जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं. When I was there, God was not there. Now, God is there, source is there, but I am not there. Where is the attachment? If you want to be attached with somebody, that it still means that you are two. You are not beyond duality. And if you want to understand this divine energy, if you want to understand what source is, you have to unite, not get attached to. You have to unite. You have to become one, not two. And therefore, the study of yoga. What is yoga? The definition of yoga is 1 plus 1 is equal to 1 is yoga. When you add 1 with another 1 and you become 1, that is what yoga is, and that is what spirituality is. Spirituality is not attaching with God. Spirituality is unifying with God, becoming one with God, becoming one with, and that is what I said, that when level of consciousness comes in, there is no difference between you and me. And when there is no difference between you and me and she and her and him, how can hatred come in? When I see you are me, how can I hate you? So, what I want to say, what we all think that spirituality is attaching ourselves to God. Maybe it is true when we start our spiritual journey. But the moment we go to little higher up and we start understanding our higher self, we become one with God. And that is what spirituality is. Thank you. I hope that answers your question.
Very much. The comment towards your explanation is beautiful explanation with some hearts. So I guess the answer was suiting the person who asked it. We have 8 more minutes left. Could you explain one thing again, because you touched it and it usually interests me, also due to my psychological background. So you had the story that a father said to his son, go up the roof and when you fall down, I'll catch you. Now the father wasn't catching the son, and the son learned to never trust anyone. Whereas in spirituality, we learned that we always have to trust in source and there is a higher plan and the highest good for all will happen. Can you tell us from your perspective, how can people regain trust? People who grew up in very difficult families, how do they regain trust or something?
Stop doubting. And if you want trustworthy people, start trusting them. Okay. These emotions has come to us because we have been taught unknowingly. I'm not saying that our teachers, our mother, our fathers, their intention was bad. They were all intending a nice things to us. Unfortunately, in the latest past, even the purpose of education has changed. Which we think it is today. The purpose of education is to develop your personality. But unfortunately, I teach my children, you teach your children, we have been taught by our parents, study something so that you can get a good job, so that your future is secured. I told you that beware, because you will lose something when you go towards the truth.
Very true.
And therefore, of course, when you are bonded, you are very safe. When a pirate is in a golden cage, when a dog is living in your house, of course he's safe, but he's not free. The beauty of today's lesson is how to become free. Becoming free has got some advantages, it also has some disadvantages. Like becoming bound has some advantages and some disadvantages. Becoming bound, you have got a beautiful disadvantage. You have got a beautiful advantage by becoming in bondage, is that you feel secured. Okay. Becoming free, you are not worried whether you are secured or not. You are not worried what you will eat in the evening today.
True.
You are not worried about anything. You have trust in you that before I was born, you will not believe. Before I was born, my mother started getting milk in her breast. The moment I was born, I did not have to worry about the food I have to eat. It was ready before my birth. Universe which has taken care of so much about me before even I was born. Why should I have a doubt on the divine forces, on the universe, that they will not take care of me in the future? But in some cases, you can prove me wrong, of course, anytime. Because in some cases, they say the divine has not taken care of them. There is a lady who always complains, God has always taken care of me, but He left me when I needed Him the most. You know why? Because as long as I remain, I remain with my mother, with my grandmother. I can tell you my story, which is very interesting. My grandmother used to feed me always before she took her dinner and lunch, until my 14, 15 years of age. And then my father sent me in boarding. I and my grandmother both were sad. But one day, 2 days, 3 days, she realized that I am no more dependent on her. And she started taking care of herself and not worrying whether I have eaten or not. I became independent. Divine forces also takes care of us till we are not independent. Till we are not in our ego that I'll be able to take care of myself. And believe me, I have been always taken care of divine energy. Because if you trust in the universal force, if you trust in divine force, if you trust in source, you are devoted to one, I don't think you can ever face any difficulty and problem in your life. And when, okay, you are not there, I'll be able to take care of myself, then okay, take care of yourself. Okay, but I tell you, there is enough what we need for ourselves from the universe. But unfortunately, our greed is so high that it surpasses what the universe has. But if we are honest to ourselves, we are honest to the circumstances that we take what we need, you will never have any difficulty and problem. You will always be happy and you will always be with divine. Thank you.